You guys were talking about Kate's workouts. I worked out 3 times today.
You worked out 3 times today.
Oh, no, sorry. I haven't worked out in a year. Sorry. The end of an era.
All good things must come to an end.
Laura's last show
Ever.
for this as she fills in on this side, on the Jay and Dan side, as Jay continues to vacation. Jay's not returning next week. Who will be the special co-host then? I don't have a clue.
You're going to pick a name out of the hat.
Yeah. Well, they got tough shoes to fill.
Small shoes. I have small shoes, but in any event. We've got Natalia Neidhart will join us in the Coors side seats today. It's going to be awesome. Of course, SummerSlam coming up this weekend. But first things first, a big game in the CFL kicking off. It's already week 9.
Yeah, what a start to the week as you have a battle for the West. It was the Stamps and Bombers, top spot on the line, both teams 5-2. Bo Levi Mitchell, he returned to practice this week, but the Stamps said, hey, hold on, we're going to ease you back in. Nick Arbuckle remains under center. First quarter, 3-zip Bombers, Winnipeg back for the punt.
Arbuckle called it. There's Janarian Grant from the 35, and Grant hops across the 50, daylight, and he's going to outrun Rob Beaver. Down inside the 15, welcome to Winnipeg, Janarian Grant.
Living legend Chris Cuthbert on the call. In his first career CFL game, Grant returns a punt to the house. Bombers up 10. Arbuckle 4-1 as it started the season. Ensuing drive, finds open space and says, yeah, I got this. Stamps still down after 1. After Calgary took the lead, Grant back for another punt.
With the boot, and Grant takes that on the run, cuts it back. Look at this. He's over midfield, and he might be gone again. Janarian Grant, no flags. He double-dipped.
Nearly 25 fantasy points for Grant in his CFL debut. Winnipeg takes the lead after Grant fumbled a punt. Arbuckle has got a wide open receiver in the end zone, and he hits the goalpost.
That one hit the upright with Zindani.
No, 9 seconds of that. Arbuckle
no one else can get to it.
is picked up by Marcus Sales. Calgary leaves points on the board. So Winnipeg up 20-14 after a wild first half. Late in the fourth, Stamps down 9. Arbuckle to Eric Rogers. Rogers. Look at this effort to get into the end zone. Great effort or bad tackling? You decide. Stamps within 2. Next Calgary drive. Stamps near midfield. Arbuckle throws another pick. Winston Rose gets it off the defense. I'm Winston Rose. Bombers are just under 90 seconds away from the win. 2nd and 3 from midfield. Chris Streveler rushes for the first. That's all but seals it. It was pretty rough near the end of this one. These division rivals do not like each other. Bombers win, and they are first in the West.
Friday night football tonight.
There they are. We haven't heard from them in a while. We got a doubleheader for you on Friday Night Football. Riders and Owls in the live mic game. If you still haven't seen a live mic game, you need to. And Red Blacks take on the Eskies in the second game. Trevor Harris and Greg Ellingson facing the Red Blacks for the first time since going to Edmonton as free agents. Can we hear them one more time? Okay, they've gone to bed.
You don't want me to sing, believe me. Over to baseball, and his major league career isn't even 2 weeks old yet. But Bo Bichette is doing things in a Jays uniform we haven't seen since the likes of Carlos Delgado. 10-game hitting streak to begin his career. 8 straight games with a double. The first ever with 10 extra base hits in his first 9 games. Hard to believe with all he's already accomplished, the 21-year-old still hasn't played in front of his home fans. Well, that was until Thursday when the Yankees came to town. And I mentioned that 10-game hitting streak to start a career, a franchise record. And Bo kept going. Liking things on this side of the border is Mr. Bichette, who now has hits in all 11 games since being called up thanks to that home run, as he becomes the first rookie to have an extra base hit in 9 straight games since Ted Williams back in 1939. I mentioned Bichette also recorded a double in 8 consecutive games, tied for a major league record. Another day, another record. Bichette has now hit a double in 9 straight games. That record all his own, and again, he's only played 11 games in the bigs. Bichette's family was in the house. The Jays faithful loving it. They were cheering him all night long. Father Dante, yep, that's my boy. He finished 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs in his home debut. Toronto down 6 now in the 9th. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. trying to beat out the chopper, and he is down. Starts to wince even before reaching that bag. Manager Charlie Montoyo said Gurriel felt a cramp in his quad, but is expected to be fine. The Jays lose this one, but Bichette, another big day.
Have a similar.
I'm hot right now, so I'm putting up numbers and seeing the ball well and being aggressive. So I expect to do well. I mean, I think that it's not really the 8 in a row, what is it, 9 in a row, or whatever it is. I don't think that's really like me, you know. It's just kind of the ball where it went where it was, and I was able to get a double. When I hit the homer, that was like the first chills moment I've had in the big leagues so far. So running around the bases, and then, you know, the crowd was pretty loud. I mean, the loudest I've ever had. So that was a pretty cool moment.
Montreal and Toronto already the focus of the tennis world this week, but for Canadian tennis fans, it has been a treasure trove of riches at the Rogers Cup. So many Canadians. In fact, we have already witnessed 3 all-Canadian matchups, which the downside of was the elimination of Canadians in those matches. Bianca Andreescu and Felix Auger-Aliassime, the last 2 Canadians standing, and both on the court Thursday. Bianca, after a pair of emotionally draining matches, facing Kiki Bertens' 3rd round Rogers Cup. First set, up a game in Toronto. Andreescu breaks Bertens, ranked 5th in the world. Bianca to the net, backhand winner. Andreescu 4-0 against top 10 opponents this year. She won the set, 6-1. First game of the second set. Bertens fights off 4 break points. At the net, guesses right. Bertens holds serve. Andreescu playing in her 3rd match since March. To the net. Finishes the point. The set, though, needed a tiebreak. After fighting off match point, Bertens attacking Andreescu's forehand. She takes the tiebreak. Andreescu, for a 3rd straight match, heads to a 3rd set. The 19-year-old Andreescu starts off the final set well. The backhand cross-court winner to break Bertens. Andreescu went up 3-love in the set. Bertens looking for a break. Frustrating Andreescu. That's her thing. Again, the top-ranked Canadian finds her footing, playing into the 3rd set for the 14th time this year. Backhand winner, too much for Bertens. Up 5-4, 40-all. Bertens serving again. She has no answer for Andreescu's backhand. Match point we go.
Andreescu has done it. Just the 5th Canadian lady to advance to the quarterfinals of the Rogers Cup since 1979.
Bianca Andreescu advances to the quarterfinals in another 3-set thriller, and she is brimming with confidence.
This is a pretty damn good performance I've been putting up right now. I wasn't expecting it, really. I had 0 expectations going into this. I was just really happy to be back on court. But I can't complain right now. So maybe I should just keep having 0 expectations, and then everything will be fine. What I've accomplished this year has been a dream come true. I've been working so hard for this moment, and all I can say is that it's all worth it in the end, because this is what I've dreamt of. My goals for the end of the year would have to be to break the top 10. I really believe that I can do that.
From Bianca to Felix, Auger-Aliassime taking on Karen Khachanov in the 3rd round. Felix moving on after a fellow Canadian Milos Raonic was forced to retire from their match on Wednesday. First set tiebreak, Felix facing set points. But look at the backhand winner. He would save another set point to stay alive. We're now tied at 7s. Khachanov puts it right into the nets. Getting a little frustrated as he gives Felix a set point. Auger-Aliassime serve would come through after that as Felix comes back to steal the first set. Second set now, Felix up a break. Khachanov with a chance to break back, and Felix this time finds net. That gets things back on serve. Late in the set, Felix trying to force another tie break. Facing set point, and he commits one of his 21 unforced errors in the set, sending it to a third. We're on serve. Felix facing a break point, and that is long. Canadian down a break. Later, Khachanov up 5-3 on serve. Felix with a chance for break point. This one is wide. Sloppy. The Russian would come all the way back, and on match point, Khachanov, that is that. The Canadian loses a heartbreaker on his 19th birthday, no less, as the hometown boy bows out in the third round.
For sure frustrated because, you know, it was a big occasion. There was a lot of expectations, pressure, you name it. But I think I handled that well. But to be playing in the end good and to lead in the match and to have a chance to win, it's tough to see it slip away when there's a lot on the line, and when you see the finish line, and then you know the nerves get to you. So that's part of my journey, I guess.
Thursday marked the beginning of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Could Tiger bounce back from a bad start? We've got all the highlights for you next.
FedEx Cup playoffs are underway. Top 70 move on from this tournament. Northern Trust first round. Tiger Woods 28th in the FedEx Cup standings. Started on the back 9, even through 4, par 3 14th. Going with the 9 iron. And that's almost in the stands, resulted in a shot penalty. A Tiger double bogey on 15. Woods needing this 28-footer to save par.
Stretch. Oh, how does that melt over that right edge?
He was 4 over at the turn after a birdie on 1. On 3, 3-footer for par. No guy. Used with permission. Woods was 109th in strokes gained putting in round 1. 3 over on 9. Looking to close the round strong. His approach misses left. Another bogey. Posts his second highest score ever in a FedEx Cup playoff. 4 over 75. Again, top 70 move on. 4 Canadians inside the top 35 right now. Tiger on his round.
I just didn't play well, you know. It's just one of those things where I just didn't hit any good shots and didn't make any putts. Other than that, add up to a round that broke 80. It's a little bit stiff, yeah, but that's just the way it's going to be. I felt off, you know, and as I said, I was trying to feel it, trying to find it, and I could not quite get a sense of, you know, the feel of the bottom, and it was definitely off, and hence my distance control was off.
Okay, don't get me wrong. It's great to have the NFL back, but there's obviously a huge difference between a regular season game and a preseason one, and not everyone is a fan. But how much can you really learn about your team in the preseason? Well, case in point, back in 2017, the Browns won a perfect 4-0 in exhibition play, only to follow that up by losing all 16 of their regular season games. This year's Browns team, lots of hype. Baker Mayfield kicking off his preseason.
You have to do that.
Remember him ripping into that beer and chugging it on the weekend, too?
He's a living legend.
He played just one drive, but boy, did he make the most of it. Rashard Higgins for the touchdown. Mayfield went 5 for 6 for 77 yards. And that touchdown on the drive. It's going to be fun to watch this year. How about Dwayne Haskins, drafted 15th overall this year by Washington? His debut, it was, well, not great. Second drive of the game, he's picked off by Mack Wilson, who has eyes for the end zone. The former Ohio State Buckeye threw 2 picks in this one. The Browns, hey, 1-0 in the preseason. Are we rushing? No, we're definitely not rushing.
I had a LL Cool J
That's fine.
pant and a sock going on there.
I'll be happy with that one day where we, half a second off? Was that it?
Hey, if you make the podium, still good. If you make the Olympics, I always tell my kids, I don't care if you make the podium. If you make the Olympics, I'll be proud.
It's a good thing I like you, because otherwise I'd give you a really hard time about not busting that booty.
Yeah. You're gone next week.
Sure am.
Team Canada forward Kelly Olynyk's going to miss 1 week of World Cup preparation with a bruised knee. X-rays were negative. He's still expected to play in the World Cup. Olynyk slipped on the court in Wednesday's exhibition win over Nigeria. He's not going to travel to Winnipeg for Friday's rematch against Nigeria.
All this stuff can happen in any pickup game, any practice, any workout, anywhere you're at, and it's part of it. And I'm glad it's not serious.
Raptors center Chris Boucher has withdrawn for Team Canada. It's for personal reasons. Boucher did not dress in the game on Wednesday.
He's got some things he needs to take care of here in Canada at home, and he did great. I'm disappointed because he was as good as I've seen him in our training camp. So I'm a little disappointed, but again, personal things come up. Life happens for some of these guys, and he's going to need to withdraw.
Nick Nurse acting like the ultimate parent. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's right. Boucher was the G League MVP.
And NBA champ. Because every time we can mention that about the Raptors, I will. To the ice now, and it's possible Jesse Puljujärvi will play in Finland next season if the Oilers do not find a trade for the young winger. Puljujärvi's agent said Thursday that his client's #1 priority is to play in the NHL, but he will go overseas if necessary. The agent continued to say Edmonton is having trouble finding a trade they think is suitable for the former 4th overall pick, and that the trade demand has nothing to do with his potential salary. Expectations were high for this guy when he came in, when he got drafted.
And how are you going to find a trade partner where you get what you want, because everyone knows he wants out? So.
Hands are tied, right?
Yeah.
He's the only European to win a U20 and U18 gold in the same year. So that would be World Juniors U18. 2016 he did that.
Didn't know that.
Might be you blew it, but I tried.
How cool is this? Major League Baseball announced that the Yankees and White Sox will play a game at the Field of Dreams in Iowa next season. Yes, it's still there. The game will be played on August 13th in a temporary 8,000-seat ballpark built on the site where the '89 movie was filmed. This was the first MLB game played in Iowa. It will be. And if you have a friend or a relative or anyone that doesn't like Field of Dreams, get them out of your life. Ray Liotta better throw out the first pitch.
That'd be awesome.
Huge part of that.
The right field wall apparently will have windows so you can see the cornfields. Hope it's a windy day.
Can we do our show from there? Okay, we've been given the thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Thanks, guys. You may have seen this on the internet. The NHL tweeted out a hockey high photo. So they've been kind of doing these with different sports. Asked, whose table would you be sitting at? Table 8, we have Bobby Margarita McKenzie. Full off-season mode, sitting with PK Subban, Roberto Luongo. How about Bobby Orr with Ray Chicken Parm Ferraro? Brent Burns, that's a good one. Great one is, of course, at table 1 with Johnny Ham and Cheese Goudreau. Or you can sit with the Grit and Mitch Marner and his the ice cream soup. Table 5. The reason we're doing this is not because, let's look and make a joke about it. Dan hates this idea of the tables. I don't know if it's bad flashbacks to high school. No one wanted to sit with you. Reminds me of Mean Girls a little bit.
It's just because it's not constructed for quick viewing, which is what social media is about. You have to open it up with your fingers and see who's sitting there. It's not easily consumed, and I hate it. I wish it would end.
But it makes you think.
I do enough of that here.
You don't need to think. I was really, really excited to see this. I wanted to do this live, and I'm excited.
I was told this is a really good one.
Okay.
What Laura's talking about. It's time for a new edition of Summer Scrum Lurkers.
How valuable is this experience?
Really valuable, really valuable.
Okay, but I mean for...
Josh, not once but twice.
Wow, that did not disappoint.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Hey, we had scrum workers. We still have the Jannies. That's coming up in just a second.
It's that time. The Jannies. Nice boat, Dan. Just saw highlights from that Cubs and Reds game. Look at the first pitch. Olympic medalist Monica Puig. That is all right. Didn't we just see ceremonial first pitches not long ago in the top 10? Oh, hello. Also the girlfriend of Derek Dietrich, so it wouldn't be weird. She wouldn't do that with everybody.
Rockies, Padres, ground ball hit to super rookie Fernando Tatis Jr. Dives, great play, gets the out at first. That's what he does. And picks up a jam.
Wasn't the best of days for the Jays, playing host to the Yankees at the Dome. Cavan Biggio pops it up, thinks he's already out. You can see by his reaction, but Cameron Maybin says, hang on a second. That's an error. And Biggio says, thank you very much.
Dolphins hosting the Falcons, late second quarter, Josh Rosen. Downfield, Preston Williams. One-handed grab. Okay. NFL, it's back.
To the CFL, Stampeders, Blue Bombers, Calgary punting, and Janarian Grant, a huge day. How about the 86-yard return? He's going to the end zone, and no one is going to catch him.
Royals, Tigers, Billy Hamilton has wheels. Flares went in a shallow right. Travis Demeritte, diving catch while avoiding the collision. So Billy Hamilton's speed had nothing to do with this jam. Brand new Jan Dan podcast is out. I discuss my RV trip out to PEI, where I end up at Jonathan Torrens' house. And also get your tickets to the Jan Dan podcast tour, which starts in Victoria in September.
We go to the worst play of the day. It's from the Yankees-Jays game. Cavan Biggio pops it up, and he is not happy. He's out, right?
Maybe.
Right? Cameron Maybin? Not so much. That's an error. Biggio will take it. Very worthy of our worst play of the day.
And this one is all over social media. It's from the Browns game. Rookie Damon Shahid Giuseppe slept outside a 24-hour gym during Browns tryouts, returns upon 86 yards for a touchdown. He was wearing Odell Beckham Jr.'s cleats. The entire bench celebrates because he made the team after sleeping outside. He was that committed to getting on this roster, and look what happens as the entire team just loving this guy. So that is definitely highlighted.
That is awesome. It's you blew it time. I'm going to miss this. Apparently, we both can't speak today. So Dan struggled saying bruised knee during the Kelly Olynyk update.
Correct.
Well, tips apparently is it's a hard word for me.
Tips.
Please don't judge tips. We also want to extend a huge congrats to Mary Ellen Carlisle, who, along with 9 other legendary broadcast professionals, will be inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame this December. Carlisle spent 3 decades with Canadian-based TV production services provider Dome Productions, where she currently serves as the Senior Vice President and GM. Congrats.
All right. And congrats to you. You survived a week. Give us your Yelp review of the...
5 out of 5. You're okay. The crew's awesome. I miss these guys. Hardworking crew. Got a good thing going here, Dan. Very good thing. Can I come back?
You're invited back whenever you can, but sadly, and this is true, your security pass does not work here. On this side of the...
That is true. It's very embarrassing. Thank you for helping me. Oh, you'd never helped me. You barricaded the door, I think, actually.
No. That's not true.
What? Nervous.
There's no reason to be.
I'm not usually the tallest person on the set.
Who else can we get? No one?
Too late.
Okay. Thanks for that. Well, that was an awkward start. So thank you to 29-year-old... 29-year-old... And he's on this side, right? Yes.
You should leave your chair that high because everyone makes...
lowered my... Oh, yeah, I guess people were sitting in this chair. I'll let it go this time. Perfect weather, and this is not open to debate.